Hi everybody, thanks so much for joining me. This is my fourth video, making some progress and feeling good. Today I wanted to talk about what happens when bad things take place. Do we keep our do-good only attitude, or do we fail sometimes? And how do we maybe make better decisions moving forward? So I think the best way to lay this out is to get a little personal. And for context, I am currently married, which is awesome. I have a beautiful daughter, which many of you have already seen in one of the previous videos. But before that, I was married to a different woman, and unfortunately, that didn't work out. I think a lot of it had to do with me. I was not doing good at the relationship. I was probably feeling a little bit like I knew more than I did. I probably undervalued her. I maybe didn't give her enough room to be who she needed to be. And eventually our marriage ended. It was sad. It was not what I expected. It hurt my pride, and I needed that. And it brought me down to a level that I never expected. I was in a deep, deep sadness. I don't know that I would call it a depression, because I know that clinical depression can be a lot more intense, but it was not good. It was ugly, and it began to change who I was. When something bad happened to me back then, I turned to worse things. So instead of doing better and leveling up, instead of doing good, I got into drinking, pretty heavily actually. I decided to enjoy the company of women more than ever. I wasn't married, but that's still not okay. I was not as responsible as I should have been. I was probably not the best friend, the best family member. I was really kind of spiraling in a bad way. And I think it could have gotten even worse. Like, the event was such, and the way that I reacted was such, that I could have ended up becoming a bad person, a person that would maybe never find the light. And thankfully I did. Thankfully there was a breakthrough, and I'll be able to share that maybe in a different video. Truly, to me, it was God sent, right? But if that didn't happen, who knows where I'd be now? And I think it's the perfect illustration of what bad can build on bad. So bad things will certainly happen to us. They did to me. And here I was, this silly person, thinking it could never happen. Like, I'm me, right? How could that ever be? But it did. And I reacted badly. And thank God it didn't spiral to worse, but it could have. And that's the lesson. When these bad things happen in our lives, we can't react with more negativity, with more harm, because it only gets worse. And it's counterintuitive, because you want to fight back, you want to push, but that doesn't work. Instead, you got to look outside of yourself. You got to find love. You got to find connection. You got to be a resource for others instead of hurting yourself or hurting others. That can be hard. And I failed at it. So this is my testimony, so to speak, and my opportunity to say to the world and to myself, we can do better. When these bad things eventually happen to us, we can react by doing good, and keeping true to the idea of doing good only, no matter how bad we feel, no matter how bad it gets. I'll leave you with this last thing, which is more powerful than my story. I might be butchering a little bit, but I saw a video of a man whose son had been killed by another young man. And they were doing the sentencing, and the father was there, the judge was there, and the kid who was being sentenced was there. And the father asked to speak to the person who was guilty. And instead of retribution and anger, the father chose forgiveness. And he got up and gave the young man a hug and told him that he forgave him. And that although justice was going to be served, he needed to understand that he was forgiven and that he could eventually move on with his life. And so that's the ultimate lesson. Even in the worst pain of something that's so unfair and so outrageous, someone was able to choose to do good. And if he can do it in those things, we can do it in our struggles. Anyway, super long video. If you stuck with me, thank you so much. I appreciate every comment, every interaction. Cheers to you all, and God bless.